I believe this is the only, at least to date, real-world review of Duraflame's Illuma log set. This is the 18-inch model. There is a discontinued 24-inch or 22-inch model, but you can't even find that anywhere now. I guess this debuted probably 5 or so years ago, and it either didn't perform well or there were some issues with it because Duraflame no longer sells it on their website, though it can be found on many third-party sites like Amazon, eBay, and even some other fireplace companies that probably still have some in stock. It's a ethanol log set that runs on fuel canisters. It's like a proprietary system. There's this top, and there's a canister of ethanol there, bioethanol, and it basically goes down a hose and into a traditional ethanol burner in there. You can adjust the flame height by pulling this lever. At least in theory. And all that's doing is moving that damper more open or more closed over this burner. So it's basically just a tray full of ethanol in there. If you see there on the left side of that burner, there is an electronic starter that's right here that you would just push the button like a grill. However, the other reviews on Amazon and in my experience, it doesn't work. I don't think that the level of ethanol is high enough to hit the spark, or it's just not simply hot enough, but it easily starts and is safely started with just a regular grill starter or a long match, and that's even okayed per the manual. As far as the logs are concerned, they are a ceramic fiber, so they're not a real ceramic log. They're kind of a hard foam with a ceramic outside. As a matter of fact, this one, there's a chip right here where I dropped it. You can see that kind of white fiber underneath. And this one actually was shipping. This log is actually broken in half, but I have it still sitting up there as it will not affect performance, nor would I don't think you really ever notice. I just got this yesterday, so I am in contact with the seller on Amazon to see if I can get that log replaced. If not, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. We did get it for about $300, and that was a much more viable option than running gas or putting in a wood-burning fireplace. This is just sitting in my garage for now, because this will be installed next week. It's a ventless fireplace, which this is approved for. We live here in Florida. Tonight it's like 51 degrees. So having a really hot wood-burning fireplace was not really one of our priorities, though I know a lot of your heat goes up the flue. But we wanted something just for a nice evening and not produce a lot of heat. Most natural gas or propane log sets, expensive to put in since I have an all-electric house. It also, most log sets, you can have lower ones, but most log sets are like 30,000 to 40,000 BTUs. And for a ventless fireplace, all that heat's just going to pour into my house, plus the water vapor issues with the ventless fireboxes. So for occasional use here in Florida, we opted to go with ventless, and I wanted something that had a low BTU rating. This is rated at 12,000 BTUs an hour, which if you compare that to like a bedroom rated fireplace, they are about 10,000. So there's not a terrible amount of heat coming out. I mean, I can feel the heat if I put my hand up here, but I mean, I'm standing in the garage this far away, and I don't really feel much heat. So it's more of a decorative piece than anything. There's other companies like Duraflame and Regal Flame that also make ethanol. There for a little bit, I think a company called Real Flame was making a convert to gel canisters. The big major flaw with all those products that I've seen is that the fake logs, these ceramic fiber logs that they use in their designs, actually covered up the opening. And this, I don't really smell any fumes or anything with this. But if you were to put a fake log over the top of this, it would start to char this, and it would have a smell. It would create soot, and that's the problem. So if you're not thinking these logs, it looks kind of funny because there's a big hole, well, that's the only way you can get around it. And if you research any propane or natural gas fire logs that are vent-free, if you will, you'll notice all those designs also don't touch or lick any logs like a vented gas appliance would. Overall, pleased with the quality, the price. For our application here in Florida, where it doesn't get too terribly cold, it's perfect for us. But if you are in a more cold climate and you want to use this as a primary heat source, I'm sure it would heat a room, because it's an open garage. So if the garage door was down, I'm sure it would heat up in here. I mean, it does put out 12,000 BTUs, but it's putting out maybe a third of a normal gas log set if you were to do another ventless appliance like that. So just to give you guys a close-up of all the features and how it works. Sorry I'm kind of long-winded, and they did put some nice fake char on the back and a little bit on the side there, a little bit on the side here to make it look like it burnt a hole through that set. Yeah, and if I didn't say it before, the fuel still can be had on Duraflame's website even though they don't sell the product on their website anymore. I did attempt to reach out to them to see why they discontinued it, whether it was a poor performer or if there was some kind of safety issue, and I haven't heard anything back. But so far I'm doing a test run in the garage. It's been burning for about 20-30 minutes. No smell, some heat output, and overall a nice dancing flame. Please comment if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer them.